What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about something that we don't talk for a very long time, which is Cosmic Crucible defense. Today I'm going to present to you the teams that I think, and from my experience, are the best ones that you can put right now in Cosmic Crucible. And these teams are going to help you quite a lot ranking up on the Cosmic Crucible season, which will last around 1 more month or so, 26 days, as you guys can see. And if you want to get a little bit of more juicy rewards, some of these teams that you can put on defense might change that. Right now I'm on Masters 2, very close to Masters 3, so this has been a combination of having a very solid offense, but at the same time have a defense that is tricky enough to make your opponents to trip and give you some advantage on Crucible. So this is what you're going to talk about in this video, and as always, if you like information on this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content. Make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so once again, almost Masters 3, the ranking right now is at 135, so almost the top 100 players in Marvel Strike Force. And this is with 47 million TCP, where most of the people around me are around 60 million or so. As if you guys have been following my Cosmic Crucible journey on my live streams, most of the people that I face, they are 60 million, 60 million, 60 million, sometimes 70 million, 80 million. And even those accounts, they trip on my defense, or because they lose too much efficiency, or because they just lose against a match. So I'm going to share with you some of the tricks that you can use for your success as well, in case you want to change your team. Remember that you always need to have a solid offensive combination, because if you cannot beat their defense, you just have too much on. If you cannot beat their defense because you don't have enough on offense, then it's pointless. As always, offense is more important than defense, because you should beat your enemies not only for the credits, but also for the milestones that every now and then we have coming up along. Okay, so I'm going to show you my teams. I'm going to tell you a few alternate options that you can make, and then you can decide for yourself based on what you have, what you want to use. Okay, so on pressure points, the bonus is that if you are below 50% health, that your characters are going to do more damage. And if you have any character that crits a lot, well, then you're going to get defense down on your enemies. So right here we have something that we want is a combination of raiders together with strikers. While I don't have any raider, you could use Spider-Man big time as a raider, because his first ability attacks multiple targets, and then Quicksilver goes from there and attacks everyone and completely destroys them. Now, some people don't know about this secret, but Black Widow, she spawns without a speed up, unless you have Red Guardian on the team. It's not her that gets the speed up, it's the Red Guardian that gives the speed up to her, and that will give you a 60% chance of giving speed up to Quicksilver, which will go before anyone else. And your Spider-Man big time will go after Black Widow. So this is a secret that not a lot of people know, but it will allow your Black Widow to go first, and then make your Quicksilver to go much faster as well. So this is my combo for room 1. We are going to use Quicksilver as a striker. Of course, it's better if you have good red stars on him, and he's going to destroy your enemies with his special, with his ultimate, and all that speed he has. Now, other options that you could use here, which is very common, is Gamma. If you're going to use Gamma here, make sure you put your Red Hulk in the middle. You don't want to have Red Hulk in one corner next to Hulk, because otherwise your enemies are going to use New Warriors, and they're going to kill 3 of the targets right away. And what you want to do is to put Abomination, then you want to put Brawn, then you want to put Red Hulk, She-Hulk, and then OG Hulk. Like this, you'll have a safeguard in the middle with immunity, and it will make a lot harder for certain new warriors. Like if they are not super big, they're gonna struggle a lot more against that team. Okay, so this is for room 1. Let's go for room 2, where all the raid bonuses are active. Before we talk about Bifrost, let's talk about Rebirth. Rebirth on this room is not a joke, especially if you are doing like Incursion difficulty 6. If you have a Rebirth that is like 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 or even higher than that, they are very hard to beat on room number 2. You can mirror match it, but not everyone knows exactly how to mirror match it and make it easy. So most people will use Dead Seed or some other team against the Rebirth and they will lose right away, because they are super difficult to deal with on this room number 2. In terms of the other teams that we have coming up soon, we have the Invaders, we have Dead Seed, and we also have the Pegasus team. All those teams are not that great, and the Pegasus team, it has a huge flaw, which I'll not talk about in this video. We'll talk about that in another video, but unfortunately, that Pegasus team, at least for now, it's not going to be that great. So beyond Rebirth, the team that you want to use is Bifrost, and you can use full Bifrost, but if you're using full Bifrost, make sure that you put Val and Sylvie in the middle, because if you put Sylvie in the corner, it's less likely for your opponents to get counter-attack. So of course that if they get less counter-attacks, it's less likely for their characters to die right away. So it's very important that you make the right position on the Bifrost team to make sure that you increase the damage output of your counter-attacks. So put Val and whichever character you have bigger than everyone else. I would recommend for sure the Horseface, Better Ray build. And like this, you are going to maximize the damage potential of the counterattacks and make it more likely for your enemies to lose one of their characters. Beyond that, if you want to spice up your room 2, you can put here Apocalypse or what's the name of the other guy, or Super Scroll, in case you have Super Scroll. I actually don't like Super Scroll here. I think that Apocalypse is way better. But that's up to you to decide, because I mean, using Apocalypse on defense is a huge sacrifice, and some people that have smaller Dead Seeds, or they don't know how to use Dead Seed properly, they fail to clear Bifrost and they have to use Apocalypse to clear up, and it's not a good option. So it's up to you to decide, but I think if you fix the position, you're gonna have a more consistent experience. And then if you really want to go balls to the wall, take Apocalypse over Super Scroll or any other character. Okay, now we're gonna talk about room 3, and for room 3 we don't have many options, even that the tag is quite broad. So in terms of options, and these are going to be some serious options, for cosmic characters we have or Black Order, or Nowhere, or Infinity Watch. The Black Order rework is a massive disappointment. They don't have enough stats. They work okay in this room. I think some people, if they have them like super big, might find some use out of Black Order, but it's not a team that I'm going to recommend, because we don't know for sure if they're going to be the next legendary requirement or not. I think so, but we have to wait for official confirmation. The Nowhere team also does not hold up very well here, because they are not fast enough. Any team with Eternals or anything over 127 speed will completely destroy them. So the best option is still using Infinity Watch. Should you invest on Infinity Watch? It's up to you. I still think it's a very fun team to play with. If Tower is coming back, they are going to be amazing in Tower. They are still amazing in Alliance Wars, and they are still amazing in Cosmic Crucible. Whether it is on defense or on offense, I prefer to use it on defense. But yeah, I think this is the best option for room 3. Okay, on a Wrecking Ball, if you have characters with offense up, they are going to assist. If a character gains stunned, he's going to get offense up and he's going to assist. And on this room, you don't have a lot of options. There are a few teams that, yes, indeed, they get offense up. But these teams that get offense up, you could also use Black Order here. Let's be honest, that could be also the case. Black Order doing counterattacks all the time, especially because Thanos goes so fast. But once again, Black Order, they don't have a huge amount of stats, so it's not something I recommend doing that. Then we have other options like Rebirth. It's not great either. The Rebirth here, they get countered very easily. Any team that has over 120 speed will destroy that team. So it's not something that I recommend as well. And the thing that I recommend is, of course, as you can see, the Secret Defenders. Now, Secret Defenders on their own, they are quite great because they get offense up very, very early because they are so fast. Miss Marvel Light, she also taunts, so she's going to get offense up as well. She's going to assist all the time. That means that you can use all of your characters as strikers, that they are not going to have any problem with the enemies because you'll have always the assist of Miss Marvel. And then beyond that, you can spice up this room a little bit more by using Dormammu or by using Super Scroll if you have Super Scroll. Of course, Super Scroll is going to be the best option, but Dormammu is not bad as well because he spawns with offense up, so he's always going to assist all the time, and the revives on these characters are super convenient because the worst thing that you want is your Robbie Race to die early and then you cannot do enough damage to your enemies. So that's going to be like the best option that you have ever. Okay, let's move on to room number 5, Mutant Spiders. In this room we have bonuses for X-Men, all the bonuses that have unlimited, X-Men, Uncanny, and Astonishing. All of the buffs are given up across, and then you also have some buffs for Tangled Web, but Tangled Web right now they get destroyed very easily on defense because of new warriors. So if you want to put Tangled Web on defense, you want to make sure that you have a bait for new warriors in other places as well, like Gamma on room 1. But if it's not the case, then you want to make sure that you use X-Men instead. And to use X-Men, you want to make sure that they are big enough, or at least at a decent size. And you want to make sure that you have bonus of health and bonus of damage. These bonuses are going to be provided by Rogue, by Gambit, by Jubilee, by Phoenix, and also by Colossus. So you want to make sure that you make a combination of those characters. If your Phoenix is big enough and you also have a big enough magic, you could also use them to get more Phoenixes on the field. And you get extra barrier, you get extra Dane and more damage, so that's going to be convenient for you as well. Jubilee is great here because it will allow you to counter the Masses of Evil if your team is big enough. If your team is not big enough, well, you're going to get slapped, but either way, in my opinion, this is the best option that you can bring to this room. And then to the final room, there are a few options that you can bring. You can bring Gamma with Apocalypse. It's very strong on room number 6. A lot of people struggle against that room. And then the second best option, you could also have several options. You could also use Tangled Web on room number 6. But unfortunately, most of the times you kind of want to use him on offense. But once again, if you want to go balls to the wall defense, that's another option. And then the final option is Darkhold. And it's Darkhold because Strange Supreme starts with his ultimate and is going to one-shot pretty much everyone. Of course, this depends on the size. And if your Strange is not at 700 stars, well, then good luck with that because his damage is going to be quite insignificant. And once again, we can spice up this room in several ways. One of those ways you can do it with Proxima Midnight. This was an idea, or at least I think it was an idea from Segji Jexi, Hybrid Master. And the theory behind the Proxima Midnight is because she goes so fast, she can apply stun to one of your characters. If it's on Spider Weaver, it's instant game over for you, so it's very dangerous. But now with the Black Order rework, I would assume that some people would rather use them on defense or on offense. Depends. Once again, we already talked about the buffs where they have benefits. And so Proxima Midnight, in my opinion, is out, at least for now. Other options that you can bring here, of course, Quicksilver is going to be a great option because his cooldowns are much lower, and he's going to do his special and his ultimate a lot more often, and he's going to start with his ultimate, which if you have your Quicksilver big enough, that will do some critical piercing damage to your enemies, which might scare them away. Other things that you could do here as well, of course, it's Darkhold Apocalypse. which is okay. I have seen some people also using Dr. Doom and a few other options. You could also use Emma Frost or something like that, just to make sure that your enemies don't have a lot of speed advantage. But those are most of the options that we have available, and it will be a very solid team. I'm using Dormammu right now just to see how it goes, because he starts with his ultimate, and because my team is so big and my Dormammu is very big as well. I faced this team like 2 weeks ago. It was very difficult to deal with, and because they are so big, well, you have a better chance to return from a deadly situation. Okay, so those are all the options that we have right now in terms of Cosmic Crucible defense. If you use this defense, I'm sure you're going to have great success. Your characters or your enemies are going to trip on your defense, and that's all you need. You just need them to fail 1 or 2 attacks, and then you can have the advantage. And once again, this allowed me to get almost rank 100. It was rank 104 last week, and I lost my match just because I was very unlucky with my Bifrost. The Val resisted some ability of a Dark Beast, so therefore I lost it, because otherwise we'll be right now sitting at rank 80 or something like that, which is pretty remarkable, because my account is not that big. I don't consider myself a whale, definitely a spender, but definitely not a whale. And that's pretty much it. So I hope my advice is going to help you out with your defense and with your journey throughout Cosmic Crucible. We have 1 more month of this season, and if you want to get a higher score, this is definitely the moment where you need to wake up and start getting a better progress. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.